Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at what's making the business headlines in our top story. The UAE's foreign trade with South Africa rose 22%, reaching $1 billion last year, up from $878 million in 2009. Total exports to South Africa reached over $92 million, while imports were valued nearly 10 times as high at $900 million. The results were announced in Johannesburg at the Africa's Big 7 exhibition that was attended by delegates from the UAE's Ministry of Foreign Trade. The ministry delegates attended the event with the aim to open up new markets in Africa for UAE-based small and medium-sized companies. Mohammed Hamdan, the ministry's Director of Trade Promotion, stated that South Africa is a key supplier of a number of commodities and offers an enormous export potential for UAE manufacturers. UAE investor confidence is on the rise, with 70% of local investors stating that their investment appetite had either stayed the same or become stronger in Q2. That's according to a recent report by Friends Provident International. Its investor attitudes report showed that UAE investors gave their home country 18 points, just behind Singapore with 21 points, but ahead of Hong Kong at 15 points. Not only is the Emirates score one of the highest in the world, but has also tripled since the second quarter of last year. The sentiment index also showed that interest in every asset class is on the rise, with gold at the forefront of choice. The UAE's property market has become an increasingly attractive long-term investment market for Gulf nationals, according to local property analysts. A local paper read that real estate experts say that this interest is driven by the country's regulatory system and value for money. The Ministry of Finance released figures in its Gulf Common Market report showing that the number of sales contracts had risen 14% to 4,602 last year. Value for money deals have also increased due to a number of distressed sellers in the market who have created attractive investment opportunities. Analysts also say that GCC business owners who are looking to expand their corporate reach are also looking to invest into the UAE's property sector. And let's now look at the local and regional equity markets. UAE as well as Gulf shares again fell across the board. In our world business news, IPO investors are preparing for the busiest week for new stock issues in nearly 2 months. On Monday, Skullcandy raised the number of shares it's offering to the public. The company, which sells trendy headphones and earbuds, is expected to price on Tuesday night and start trading on Wednesday. Another company is set to launch its women's retailer Francesca's holdings in the US. It is expected to raise as much as $160 million and will be the biggest new issue this weekend. Also, the next week, the IPO calendar is already filling up with coffee and donut chain Dunkin' Brands Group going public. IPO watchers expect a ramp-up of new issues to continue into Labor Day, boding well for the fourth quarter. And more on the stock market, IBM, the world's largest computer services company, reported an 8% rise in quarterly profits, which were better than expected, and lifted its profits forecast for the year. The US earnings season is in full speed today. Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Coca-Cola and Apple will report their quarterly results. The new currency of the South Sudan, who declared independence on July 9th, was officially launched by the country's president, Salva Kiir Mayardit, today. The president was the first to change his old coins and notes into new ones at the central bank. Afterwards, in his speech, he urged people to quickly start changing their money. The new currency is pegged 1-to-1 with Sudan's existing pound, which trades at 2.64 for each US dollar. According to Bloomberg, officials stated that it may take as long as 2 months before the new currency fully replaces the old one. India's Rural Development Ministry signed an agreement with the World Bank on Monday for a $1 billion loan to implement a national rural livelihoods project. The investment will aid India's poorer population, especially women. The distribution of the funds amongst India's states will depend on the number of people living below the poverty line in each state. The World Bank's loan will also help develop partnerships with the private sector. Altogether, the National Rural Livelihoods Project will support the implementation of the ministry's mission in 100 districts and 400 blocks of the state's with the highest poverty rate, which account for 85% of the rural poor in the country.
The large part of NRLM, the core of NRLM, is based on the experience of Andhra Pradesh and to a lesser extent Kerala. The two states which have had the maximum success in women's self-help groups. And I'm delighted that one state that has really run forward with NRLM is Bihar. And what Bihar is doing is trying to replicate what Andhra Pradesh has done over the last 10 years.
Before we go, here's a quick overview of the oil and currency markets, and after that we have the day's sports news for you.